Welcome back to the halftime show here at Fridays in Athens. Well, kind of post-halftime now because we're after the band performance, we're now able to be on camera.
That electric guitar.
And I can now hear you, Jackson and Brooke. But let's talk about that first half. It seems like the Spartans got it going with those 2 defensive touchdowns early, but the Eagles hung in there. The offense of the Spartans got it going. So what can we see from both teams in the second half?
Right. Well, I mean, the Spartans are taking the lead here and coming into the third quarter. The Eagles are going to need a spark going here. Like I said earlier, it's a really cold game. That sun went down. We are cold out here. They are cold out there, and I think it's causing fumbles for both these teams. I think it's a big factor in this game.
For sure.
And I think the real question is can you take advantage of these fumbles? Because it is happening on both sides. And Athens Academy Spartan Jeremiah Wingfield can and is taking advantage of these fumbles. He picked up a fumble off the hill in the first quarter for a 48-yard touchdown. He had 12 carries for a total of 96 yards. He's a really big key player for these Spartans right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Athens Academy comes out in this first half. They take control early and did it what we didn't expect. They did it on the defensive end with Wingfield rather than having him come out of the backfield and take over in this game. And, of course, you mentioned the cold causing fumbles, special teams errors, missed tackles, just basic penalties that we mentioned in the pregame. One of those we saw from Keon Standifer, a fumble that's very uncharacteristic. Even as a freshman, he's very mature. He takes care of the ball. But that just goes to show how the elements are taking a toll. However, we're also seeing guys like Austin McGee make a difference on both sides of the ball despite the cold, but still not getting Hampton Johnson the protection they need. Spartans have to change it up and get the pass game rolling to be more explosive in this second half. You can't yet take your foot off the gas here.
Yeah, and we are talking a lot about these Spartans, but we can't discredit the Eagles and their first quarter performance, first half performance. Like we said in the pregame show, Coach really harped on the fact of being resilient and being able to come back and keep swinging like a boxer, is quote unquote what he told me, and they were doing just that. Athens Academy came out on the first drive, scored a touchdown, and what the Eagles did was responded, came right back, scored a touchdown. So, it was a back and forth game. They actually took the lead there. They had Richardson go in for 2, so they took that lead there for a little bit.
And he would have had another one if it wasn't for the penalties. So some adversity in that first half.
They're talented, and we see it on the field. They are young, they're talented, and they're hungry for this win. This game isn't out of reach for them. That's
not at all.
Not out of reach at all. We mentioned how much pressure is on this game on both of these teams, on all these young men taking the field tonight.
Yes.
Athens Academy currently with a 17-point lead and driving down the field right now. So I want you guys to put on the coach's headset for a little bit. What are you telling your kids at halftime to first get back into this game, and then if you're Athens Academy, to hold on to the lead and close out the victory here at home?
Right. Well, Athens Academy side, they're typically a run-heavy team.
Right.
So we've been seeing the passing game from Austin McGee. The passing game, he's really opening up that passing game. He's really in 60 receiving yards. So if I was a coach here, I'm going to be going to Austin McGee and telling him, keep doing what you're doing, right? It's exactly what you were saying. It's being consistent. And it's on the opposite side of it, it's with the Eagles being resilient. They need to come out into this third and fourth quarter and keep coming back, keep being resilient. Right. It's a mental game, it's a physical game, but they're still in it. They're still hungry for it. They can still pull this off.
No doubt, and that's really how you have to approach it. It's 2 quarters for your entire season, right? You're not guaranteed a playoff berth. Some things could shake out, but it's looking like that may not be the case. East Jackson needs this win. You got to get creative. You got to get things going on offense, and you've got to find a way to get the ball under your time of possession for a little bit longer than they had that first half. Too many turnovers. Athens Academy just had the ball for as long as they wanted.
And you mentioned time of possession. The good thing that Athens Academy has to keep that time of possession is Jeremiah Welch and Jeremiah Wingfield to run the ball, and that's what they're doing on this drive right here. Like you said, I love the boxing analogy that you guys brought because punches have been thrown all night.
No doubt.
Figuratively, of course. We don't promote violence here on Fridays in Athens, but it's going to be a fight until the very end to secure a playoff spot next week. Thank you guys for the analysis and the breakdown for this first half. Now that the second half has started, we're going to send it to Trevyn Gray with a Around the 8 update on other games in the Athens area. Welcome back to the halftime show at Fridays in Athens. I'm once again joined by Trevyn Gray, and we know the score of this game. Athens Academy is leading here in the third quarter now, but there's some other important games going around the 8 that we highlighted in the pregame show. So what are some of the updates around the 8? Let's start with the defending state champions, the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines.
So Prince Avenue, we know that's the region championship over there for Region 5, and Prince Avenue came in there is currently taking care of business, up 21-3, and looking to extend that 15-game regional winning streak.
And we mentioned that Oconee County handily took down Franklin County last night but there's another game in that region that might be just as important as Oconee County winning.
For sure. So Hart County is going to be currently playing at Monroe area, and it's a tie game, 7-7 currently. So I already know that the Oconee County fans are sitting on pins and needles right now, praying that let's get Monroe area a win so that we can host this playoff game come next week.
And what about their rival right down the road, right down Hog Mountain Road, the North Oconee Titans? Are they handling business right now?
Of course, you already know what the Titans do. I said in the pregame show they Titan walk over everybody. And they're Titan walking all over Cherokee Bluff, 34-0 currently.
And we mentioned Clark Central. Shocking that they weren't in playoff contention, but they're playing for pride here tonight. They're playing against Winder Barrow. How are they doing against them?
So I said in the pregame show that they wanted to destroy each other. The Gladiators are destroying the Bulldogs. It's currently 27-7 over there in Clark Central.
And one game that we were looking forward to as a group, all of us on set, was the battle of the winless teams. 0-9 Athens Christian versus 0-9 Mount DeSalle's Academy. What's the score looking like in that game?
It's so cold out here, but you know what isn't cold? Finally, the Athens Christian offense got a score. However, it's not enough for them to be winning right now because it's 17-7 with Mount DeSalle's on top.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There could be a chance. We never know. You never know what can happen in these games. At least one team is going to get a win. I know that the analysts are hoping that it's Athens Christian, though.
There is a chance. We'll see if the Eagles can maybe come back and win. But we'll go back to this game here, Athens Academy versus East Jackson. It's a close one here. Thank you guys for tuning in at halftime. We'll see you again post-game.